Hola, bonjour, annyeonghaseyo, sawe, and all of the above. My name is Amira, and you have now entered the Mellow Mirror channel. So, been a while since I've been on camera, but obviously, in a new place. What happened? Let me explain. So, I'm gonna be walking around a little bit, but I'm just gonna tell y'all while I'm walking around, right? So, basically, what happened is that y'all remember that we had to go to my sister's place for 2 weeks when that initial mold situation happened. I'm pretty sure I explained that on the video where I told y'all that Hazel and Opal passed away or whatever. But in case I didn't, because I didn't watch those back before I made this video, what happened is that they found mold under our floorboards, and it was under like the entire floorboard. So we had to go ahead and get out of there. And they wanted us to move out, but we really liked our house, so we didn't really want to. And so they just got us out for 2 weeks. I think it was like 1 day over 2 weeks, but or maybe 1 day less. I can't really remember. It's really foggy for me at that time. But what I'm saying is that they were just like, yeah, I need to get out while we remove this stuff, and we'll let y'all come back once it's all gone. So they just tore up our floorboards. They were spraying the mold with the mold killer stuff. I don't really know what it's called. But yeah, so that's what was going on while we were out of the house. And so that's when that whole thing happened with Hazel and then Opal a week later. So then after that, we thought everything was cool. We thought everything was fine. And then it just wasn't, obviously. So we had guests telling us that there was like a mold smell, and we could smell something when we were in the I think it was the laundry room. I can't remember, but main thing is we smelled some weird stuff, and then we had this whole issue where the hot water just wasn't working anymore. Like it just stopped working. And I told Mama about it, and we called some guys over, and they checked it out, and they got under the house, and the pipes had burst under the house, right? So the woman didn't give measurements on the video, so I'm just kind of like guesstimating how much pellet she used. So if it's incorrect by a little bit, I don't know. She didn't give any measurements. But anyway, back to the story. So where was I? Oh yeah, so the pipes had burst under the house, and we had to get them replaced or something, and then they gave us a new water heater because our water heater wasn't like working at the time. And so after that whole thing happened, it was like they said that they had seen like what they thought was mold under the house, and so they had some more guys come and check after they had like fixed everything under there, and they were like, yeah, the wood under the house was completely rotted. There was even a spot what the freak there was even a spot where it was just like so weak that there was a little hole thing, and so if one of us had stepped wherever that hole was, we could have fallen through the floor. So obviously you can tell that it was a severe problem, and at that point it was dangerous for us to be breathing the air that was in the home. And so they were just like, yeah, we need you to get out. And so they gave us 2 weeks to get everything up and out of the house. And we lived in one of the houses for like American Homes for Rent. And so they gave us, I think it was $400 off the rent for the new place that they moved us into, which is this place. And we got some of my dad's people to move us out or whatever. So we got everything taken care of, and we've been in this new place for a few months now. Still tied to my school and everything, so there's been no complications there. But yeah, so I just wanted to let y'all know that we will be in this house from now on until we have the means to buy a house, which should be sometime during the summer, but I'm not gonna like promise that because we're not really sure right now. But for now, we will be in this place. And yeah, I just wanted to explain that to y'all because I didn't want y'all to be confused or whatever. And yeah, so on to why Kimchi's birthday videos has been so delayed. So I don't think I've ever told y'all this, but I am a big procrastinator, and that's a big issue, and I hate being a procrastinator because I never get anything done like I'm supposed to. And so with being a procrastinator, I obviously delay stuff a lot, and I don't get things done in the appropriate amount of time that they're supposed to be done. And Kimchi's birthday video was one of those things, because I kept I was trying to figure out like a day or something where I could do it, and I just couldn't figure out like an appropriate date, and I just kept pushing it back, like, oh, I'm gonna do it on this day, or I'm gonna do it on this day, or like, yeah, so you get the point. But I thought I was gonna do it during December, and that didn't happen because I was pretty busy during December. A lot of things were happening, so yeah, that just didn't happen. And then I was like, I don't want to do it in January, and I didn't want to do it in February. So finally, we're here, and we're gonna do a green bell pepper because it's in the season. You know what I mean? But that face I made was so ugly. Anyway, so okay, I gotta be kind of careful with this. But so I just I couldn't find an appropriate date to do it, and because it wasn't really finalized, I kind of just for Oatmeal's birthday, it wasn't finalized either. I just picked a random date. And so, because usually when I get the piggies, I go ahead and choose their birthday based on their ages when I get them, which I assume them all to be a certain age. So we're gonna call this Kimchi's 1 year, but we're not really sure how old she is. Last time we went to the vet, they said she was about 9 months old, but I think that was her. Might have been Oatmeal. I really can't remember. If y'all can't tell, I have a terrible memory. But anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna call this Kimchi's 1 year, even if it isn't. And yeah, but it's just the same thing we usually do with the other piggies' birthdays. But I hate that she hasn't been able to experience a birthday. She didn't get to experience one last year, so I want to make sure she definitely gets one this year, obviously. So that is why I'm here today. I just got to rinse the seeds out of this because if y'all didn't know, here's some piggy information for you. Guinea pigs cannot ingest any vegetable seed or anything of the likes. They are dangerous, and they can cause digestive issues. They can cause the piggy to stop eating, so on and so forth. It's dangerous to feed your guinea pig any type of seeds, which is why I stopped feeding Speedy the old pellets I used to give him, because that's why I moved on to Oxbow Garden Select. I would really recommend these pellets for your piggies because they have a bunch of vitamins and stuff packed into them. They've got a bunch of veggies and stuff. This is not a sponsored video. I just want to let y'all know. But I'm just saying I would recommend this for anybody who is going to get piggies, if you plan on it. And notice I said piggies as in plural. You can never get just one guinea pig, because there's a lot of issues that come with getting just one guinea pig. It's not safe for the piggy if they are just alone, because guinea pigs are very social creatures and they need companions and stuff. And so it is very, very important that you get at least one other friend for the guinea pigs, which is why I most of the time always have two, the girls, and now my other girls, Kimchi and Oatmeal, they both had a companion. The only reason why Speedy didn't is that his brother, I'm not sure if I ever told you this, but his brother passed away before we moved back down from Maryland. And it's a pretty crazy story. I'm going to tell y'all this story just so you know why Speedy never had a companion. I don't know why we didn't get him one after the fact. I think it was just because I was young and inexperienced, and that was my first ever, like, just my guinea pig, because all the other guinea pigs I had, they had other owners, and they weren't just completely under my control. And which is a good thing, because I had no idea what I was doing with guinea pigs, which is why you never, ever get a child who has done zero research on any pet ever. Even fish, you do not get them that pet, because that is a living being and they could do anything to it. It could pass away very quickly due to negligent behavior, because you decided to get your 6-year-old freak. I dropped a freaking bell pepper. But you decided to get your baby like a freaking puppy or something. Like, it's never appropriate to get your kid a animal without proper, what do you call it? I forgot the word. Proper knowledge beforehand, right? So, that might have come off a little aggressive. I'm sorry if it did. But I'm just saying, because I hate seeing people on the internet talking about, oh, I'm going to get my kid a bunny and stuff like that. And then, like, almost like 100% of the time, they did not research how to take care of these pets before they got them. Because, like, it's a weird thing with, like, rodents especially, and people always assume, like, oh, they're low maintenance, oh, they don't need this, they're going to be so easy to take care of and stuff. That is not the case, like, ever. I do not want to hear any animal ever be called low maintenance, even freaking fish, because those little fish bowls people get them, those are not what fish need. You will never see a fish in the wild swimming in a bowl like as big as my head. That is not ever like equivalent to what they actually need. Fish swim in big spaces. They need big spaces to play around in and everything. It's just never appropriate to get a fish a little friggin' fish bowl, because absolutely not. But enough about me ranting about inadequate owners and stuff. But yeah, so I completely forgot why I even got onto this topic in the first place. Angelo, Speedy's brother. So what happened is that for a period in my life, we lived in Maryland, and I had a, what we're going to call a stepsister. I'm just going to call her Kay. I don't want to, say her actual name, but Kay, had a guinea pig before, we came up there to live with her and her father, and her name was Maryland. Fitting. So, Maryland passed away quickly after I arrived, and they decided her aunt and uncle decided to surprise us with a new guinea pig, which was Speedy. And, we argued about what we were going to name him, for forever. And then they were like, oh no, we're going to get her own guinea pig, talking about Kay. And so Kay, of course, got her own guinea pig that same night. And she named him Angelo. I named Speedy. And yeah, we were both happy with our piggies. And Kay was about 2 years older than me at the time. I was 8, she was 10. And if I'm remembering correctly, I'm so sorry. And so I always looked up to her. I thought she was smarter than me. I thought that she knew best. And so when it came to her and her ideas, I usually always followed suit. So when she told me that she wanted to teach our guinea pigs how to walk up and down the stairs in case of an emergency where they needed to alert us, of course I was in on it, because that sounded so cool. I used to think that animals could speak English, okay? So you see that I was not the smartest back when I was 8. So I thought it was a great idea, and I followed her along in her little endeavors. And so it was a big mistake. But one day when we were walking up and down the stairs, I had Speedy and she had Angela. I was midway up the stairs. I was walking Speedy. I was holding him close to my chest so he didn't fall. And I look up, and Kay is holding Angelo like this. And he's facing outwards, hanging over the ledge of the step. And I can't even fathom why she would think about doing that in the first place. And then she just lets go. Right. So, obviously, I did not know what to do in that situation. I was very shocked that she would let him go. And poor Angelo, tumbled down the stairs and just laid there at the end. I did not move to get him because if I tried, I probably would have dropped Speedy in the process. So I unfortunately just watched him fall. And Angelo did not die immediately. Angelo got up and started running around after that, so we thought he was fine. We put them back in their cage after that because we were both shaken, me probably more than her. And when we woke up the next morning, we went downstairs to check on them, and Angelo was sitting at the front of his cage with, I can't really tell you. He was faced like this with his legs up in the air towards the cage door. And so Kay grabs him, and she, for some reason, she decides that she's going to shake him. And I really don't know why she did that, but his neck flopped around. I am so sorry if this is graphic, but his neck flopped around, and we were both really confused why it was doing that. And so we took him upstairs to my mom and her dad's room, and she goes, Angelo is floppy. Okay. So my mom goes, what do you mean he's floppy? And so she demonstrates and shakes him. And they both, I literally watched their expressions turn from neutral to horrified. And so then my mom goes, just put him down. And Kay does that. And when she does, Angelo just sits there. And he doesn't move. And his breathing's slow. And so I didn't really understand it at that point, but I think everybody else in the room did. I don't know if Kay did. But obviously he was going to die. So they told us to, I think it was her dad that told us to do this. He told us to, oh frick, I got bell pepper juice on the freaking counter. But he told us, oh my gosh, it's dripping everywhere. I gotta go get a paper towel. But, he told us to take Angelo downstairs and put him in a box. And so, of course, we did. And after that whole situation happened, I cried myself to sleep because I was basically traumatized from that situation, and I knew that we were probably never going to see Angelo again. And so, after that, please don't ask me why it's taking me so long. I was chopping up that bell pepper for so long. I keep getting distracted. Okay, so after that happened, we heard her dad leave the house, and when we went to check downstairs, the box was no longer there. And, yeah, so we never saw Angelo after that. And, a few months later, after I asked him what happened to Angelo, he was like, "You really want to know?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so then he told us that he was planning on shooting Angelo to put him out of his misery. And he drove away far out where we wouldn't be able to hear the gunshot. And when he finally got to the place where he thought we wouldn't hear him, Angelo was already dead. He had already passed. And I still really don't know how to feel about this, that explanation that he gave us. But anyway, obviously, we moved back down here for reasons I'm not going to talk about. But Speedy never got a playmate after that. And, yeah. So, but I knew after we had moved back down, I did my research on guinea pigs, and I realized some of the things I had never really known about guinea pigs before. And so, hold on, let me get a pan. Which one? I'm still getting used to this, so please excuse me. But, no, okay. But anyway, so after that, I did my research on guinea pigs, and I learned a whole lot. And yeah, I mean, there's friggin' pellet juice on the counter. But anyway, so I learned a whole lot, and I tried to improve my care with Speedy after I had done so. But unfortunately, of course, he did not last long. He only lasted 3 years, which was an amazing 3 years, and I miss him so much. But, oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot the parchment paper. Hopefully, okay, yeah, okay. So, I don't think I've ever told y'all this before, but the woman in the video, she bakes it, and I've never done that with the cakes, and I really don't plan to today either, because I know how much work it is to do that. Because this is already, like, it takes a long time just to make this friggin' cake, because you have to chill it for, like, an hour each after you do each thing. Because first you gotta let the cake set, and then you gotta let the icing set on the cake. So it's a very long process, if y'all didn't know already. Is this parchment paper? I can't really think this is parchment paper. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. Please ignore the pickle jar. We love pickles. But anyway, so kind of forgot what I was talking about doing. Oh yeah, so of course, after Speedy had passed, I already knew that guinea pigs needed companions. Speedy was always just okay on his own, but that is not the case for most piggies. So obviously, we went to the pet store and we found Hazel. She was the first pick. As soon as I saw her, I knew I had to have her. And then I heard my sister talking about the one that looked like an alien, and I looked over and I saw Opal, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And so of course I bought those two, sanitized Speedy's old cage, and then put them in there. And then of course in the future I got them that big freaking cage that I still have today, because that is the proper size for two guinea pigs. That is the proper size cage. The cage I had back then was completely inadequate. It was disgusting that they even sold it to me in the first place, because guinea pigs should never, ever, ever have to live in a cage that small. They can't run around, they don't have enough space, and of course I tried to make up for that with their playpen, but just being in there every day, is just completely terrible for any type of pet ever. Rats, mice, anything like that, they all need big cages, even freaking hamsters, okay? So I just want y'all to know that if any of y'all ever think about getting a guinea pig, do not ever get one of those stupid freaking starter cages. I wish they'd stop selling them, but I know they probably won't. But this mixture smells so gross. But yeah, I wish they'd stop selling them. But the starter cages are terrible for guinea pigs. I don't care what the worker says. You need, especially for 2 guinea pigs, you need a 4-foot cage. I have a 4-foot by 2-foot cage, and it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made by getting them that cage, because that cage has been so much better for the piggies. They have so much more space to run around, and yeah. But obviously that is only for 2 guinea pigs. If you want to get 3 or 4, you need to get a bigger cage. I know it's a big ask, but if you are getting a pet like that, you should know that you need to provide proper care. But anyway, enough about that. This is what we're working with. I hope y'all aren't too tired of me yapping, because we've still got the frosting that we have to make. Or the icing, whatever you want to freaking call it. It's not either. But, okay, so we need to put that in there for 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to get that timer started, and then we'll start on the icing. Okay? See you in a bit. Okay, so I know the head of lettuce is big, but this is all you have to work with, because all the other lettuce went bad. So, this is going to be a little difficult because we still don't have a blender. So I'm just going to have to really try and dice up whatever of this I use. I know I'm not going to use the whole thing. I just need some of it. But I'm going to wash it real quick. So give me a minute. Probably should have done that with the bell peppers too. But I didn't really think about it. Okay. Now it's freaking wet. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna rip a little off the top and then use that. But okay, so yeah, of course, what I was saying is that we still do not have a blender to blend any of this up like the woman did in her video. I'm gonna link it down below. But oh my gosh, I ripped the whole thing off by accident. I was trying to rip off the tops, but that will work anyway. So I think that's all we'll be using, but in case we don't, I'm just gonna like stuff it back in its packaging and leave it on the counter for me in case I need it again. But what I was saying is that we do not have a blender because my grandma took it with her when she moved out, and so we have been blenderless for probably about a year now. So y'all know how it went last time. I was struggling a lot, so we're just gonna really have to try. And I think I need another bowl for this. I believe I do, because I have to put it through the tea strainer to make it spreadable, because we didn't even have a tea strainer last time. So I don't think we did anyway. Excuse me. Anyway, so y'all saw how that went last time, but we will see if it goes that way this time. And if it does, then we're just gonna have to deal with it. I mean, the girls will not care, obviously. Ew. Okay. No. We'll just take this to the trash. Ew. Okay. Anyway, so we're just gonna try our best here with this and see what happens. Obviously, the girls will not care whatsoever. Food is food for them. They will not care about the presentation. So, as long as they enjoy it, that's all I care about. What is with the freaking... This is new. We just bought it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. There's just some nasties in here. Like this. Do you see the brown? I see the brown. And it's like stinky. Okay, I promise y'all this is new. I don't know why. Like, most of it looks good. And then there's like, ew. Yeah, there's like, ew. There's like gross stuff in here. So I don't know. I guess it just happens with lettuce, especially because lettuce goes bad really quickly. But pretty sure this wasn't even harvested that long ago, so I'm not really sure why it's... I think part of it is me wetting it, and it makes it look worse than it actually is. But, yeah, I can promise you that, I'm not feeding them rotten lettuce. But anyway, so I can't even remember what I was talking about. But, I am sorry, I haven't been on camera in a while. I just haven't been feeling up to it, and then going to middle school and everything, I just haven't had the time. And I was gonna make a whole other video for explaining why we are in a new house, but then I was like, why not just do it during this video since I have nothing better to talk about? And then I just yapped my head off anyway. So I can't even really figure out where I was going with that. But, yeah. I saw that, my birthday video for Speedy, that I posted a couple weeks back, got more views than a lot of my other videos. So I'm really happy about that because I know my boy would appreciate it. And so, yeah. It's going to be really hard to dice these up into blended pieces, but it'll be all right. We will make do. I was thinking I was gonna be like those chefs. You know those chefs online where you just watch them, it's supposed to be like satisfying, and you just watch them cut up things until they're like literally oblivion. I wanted to be like that, but obviously you can tell your girl is struggling. And I'm not even supposed to be struggling because this is like lettuce. The lettuce is pulling apart really easily. I think it's just because I'm afraid that I'm gonna like knock some of it on the floor because I already dropped a freaking bell pepper down there. But I'm just dicing up what I can, making do. Icky. Please do not ask me what I'm doing. I really don't know either. I'm trying to use different techniques to see if that'll work. I probably should have looked up something before I started and just seen if there was anything to make, can't figure out, to recreate what a blender does. And it's not even just for aesthetic purposes, it's to make it easier on me when I actually try to spread this on the actual cake thing, because that is going to be very difficult. It was difficult last time too, but I was hoping this time would be different, but as you can see, it is not different, like at all. Some of these pieces are getting really small and there's like big chunks, so you can see I'm struggling. But I'm trying to think of anything good I can talk about. Okay. There's some leftovers. Some leftover pellets over there from the little mixture I had, because I was not about to fill up that entire pan with just the pellet mixture. So, we're just gonna trash the rest of this. But I'm just going to feed that to them later because I don't want them getting too full so they won't eat the cake. Because I want this to be like a new thing, even if Kimchi's had it. She hasn't tried it. She hasn't tasted it in a year. Neither has oatmeal. So I want them to be able to experience this, have it be all like new and stuff. Because guinea pigs, if you haven't already heard, if you can't tell by their behavior, are extremely stupid. There's the occasional smart one, but most of them are like, they just don't even know what's going on half the time. But kimchi is the best example I have for that, because kimchi doesn't know when to stop. A little while ago, we had a scare with oatmeal where there was a cyst in her ear. And we didn't really know that there was a cyst in her ear. We just took her to the vet because of the fact that she was like tilting her head really far to the side. And at one point she got bumped by the bed, and she literally fell over on her side and started flailing like she couldn't get up. And so I was extremely worried. And so, of course, we took her in, and they found the cyst in her ear. They extracted it. We got medication, da-da-da-da-da. And then a little while ago, we were afraid that the same thing was happening. And I'd seen something in her ear, which turned out to be a freaking wax ball. But I had seen something in her ear, and I got scared. So we took her in again. And while we were on the way, of course, we take both of them just to get them both checked out, because last time they suspected mites. And we got mite medicine for both of them, because mites will not just stay on one guinea pig when there's two in the cage. 2 or more. But like, please. I'm struggling. But, ow. Okay. I need to be more careful. But, yeah. So, during that car ride over there, which is like 45 minutes, if I'm not, forgetting, because guinea pigs are considered exotic pets, and so there's only certain vets that will work on them. So we have to go to a certain vet every time, and they live far out from us. And so, yeah, we have to make like a 45-minute drive every time. But during that drive, that long freaking drive, kimchi would not stop messing with oatmeal's ear, and I was worried that she was going to do something to it. And so I kept like swatting her away, and like every time she would get swatted away, she would back off for like a millisecond and then go right back to doing what she was doing. And I was like, do you not understand that I'm trying to deter you from this behavior? Why do you continue to do it? And then I really just thought about it, and I'm like, she does not understand like anything at all, because kimchi has a tiny brain just like any other guinea pig, and she probably forgets things within the instant that they happen, because every instance, well, most instances, I'm not going to say every instance, but most instances are not significant enough for her to remember. And so me swatting her away all those times was doing nothing to her, because she just like, she ignored it every time. And I didn't really understand why she was doing that until I really thought about it. But I've seen so many smart guinea pigs on the internet, and they can solve freaking puzzles and stuff. And I'm just like, how? Because the possibilities of them doing that are like extremely small, if I'm not wrong. Because they just have such small brains that their comprehension isn't the best. But obviously some of them out there can. So kimchi is obviously not one of those though. So, but I love her anyway. Yeah, I wanted to, I don't know if my comment on the St. Patrick's Day video was clear enough, but I was wanting y'all to tell me if y'all thought that the like green filter that I put on there, I had to tweak the photo a little bit, but I wanted to know if that like little filter or whatever made the videos nicer, not the video, the pictures nicer, if they fit the thing more, like how y'all felt about that, so I could know if if y'all want me to do that in the future, because I thought it was cute, but I want to hear y'all's opinion because I'm making this content mainly for y'all. Of course, I'm saving these pictures to my own gallery and everything, but the videos that I post are for y'all, so I want y'all to enjoy them the most. And so I want y'all to tell me what you think about that. Leave a comment down below and just let me see your opinion, because I'd love to hear some of them, because I know I don't get a lot of comments, and it's mainly just because, like, of course, I'm not a big YouTuber or whatever, but the views that I get, like, almost nobody ever comments, so I'd like to see some more ideas from y'all. But if y'all ever have something where you want me to, like, play a certain game, because y'all know that I make, like, gaming content, it's mostly just on Roblox right now, because my mom has my computer, because she's needing to use it for job applications and stuff. So I'm not really playing on my computer right now, and plus the only games I can access are on the Google Play Store, and they do not have good scary games, those were the main games I was trying to play, because I find scary games really interesting, and I wanted to find good ones. And there were, like, certain games that I really wanted to play, and then they were just unavailable to me, because they weren't on the Google Play Store, which sucks, but that's Chromebooks for you. So, but I do still have a Roblox account where I can post videos of me playing stuff on there. So if y'all see, like, a Roblox game or something y'all want me to play, that is of course fine. Maybe like an app game on mobile, because I've got the app store, like the main app store, on my iPad and my phone. So if y'all want me to play, like, a game that you find on the App Store, or one that you find on Roblox, I will try and see if that's something I'm interested in, and of course give it a play, just so y'all will enjoy the content. But okay, so I think this might work, because it's like kind of like slop at this point. Oh my gosh, that noise was so gross, I'm sorry. But it's kind of like mush at this point, so it might be spreadable, and I might need to make a little more, because I don't think this is gonna, like, there's not a lot to go off of, and I don't think that this is gonna be enough icing for that big freaking cake, because y'all saw how huge that was. So, but it's taken me a while just to do this, so I'm a little worried about having to do that, but if I have to, I have to. So, yeah, but I'm gonna grab a bowl right quick. Got freaking lettuce all over me, but yes, the bowls are clean. I know y'all see me getting them out of the dishwasher, but my mom always hand washes them first, so they are all clean. I'm just saying, the way the dishwashers work is that they do, like, I'm not gonna, but basically, they will rinse the dishes, take the water from the and then spray it back over the dish. So if you have anything dirty in there, the germs on my hand, it's not see it, it is green right now. But it's you just like to share this video. But I don't know how to do this one. But yeah, so they just, like, in the course of the day, whatever, but, like, just dishwashers in general, if you put your dishes in there, and you got food and dirty stuff in there, you are not able to do that. I heard a video, I heard a story about, I saw a video, but I heard a story where the woman was putting the freaking cat poop scooper in the dishwasher with the dishes while they were being washed. And not that story, but and the daughter was like, would you put a freaking toothbrush and say, and so she's saying, wash it. But the mom said she understood, and she was doing her, and then so I was like, and then it was right there, so that's where you and so the comment on the post said, by basically explaining how dishwasher work, and basically they were saying that by putting the cat poop scooper in the dishwasher, they were just having, like, they put the stuff, and they just sprayed the dirty water back over the dishes, and which means the feces of the cat was the feces particles on the computer, which being sprayed back over the dishes and it's and like stuff like diseases, obviously, so I didn't know what to do, just sprayed the dishes straight into it. But because it's just like, if the dishes are dirty and you put even more, I don't know, but the dishes are dirty, and they put in the tank, and the dishes are and we haven't had much going on. I mean, power went out just earlier, like the hours ago, and it was off on Friday, like 30 minutes ago, I think. Maybe it's not the one, I'm not sure, but I was so mad that it was like on the room, and I went downstairs to because one of the things temperature, so it's easier for us to like read temperature. But I was just so frustrated, and then I called mom, and she was like, "Oh, I just saw it on the internet," and I was like, "No, stop." And so she, I guess, found an emotion, but she found out somehow they were saying that she got the but she went and found out that they said the power would be back on until 7, and I was like 7, because it was like 4 like 40 or something. Or just, okay, I was like, yeah, so. Yeah, I think this already did. I mean, it's me. But I was so mad, and I was like, 7 o'clock. It was like 3 hours. Well, but anyway, I was so mad, and eventually it was like 5 something happened, but I was like, it's just like it's like storm or something. I'm actually. You see, it's still in like full chunks, so it's ew. Okay, it's not gonna be the easiest to read them all. The tea strainer was under the lettuce, but obviously it's not going to be the easiest to spread this, but we're going to try our best. I think this is the best. I can't really show you. I'm trying not to spill it, but yeah, it's just like a mixture of the stuff. It's nasty, I know. It looks like a freaking makeshift swamp, but that is what we've got for the icing or whatever. So we're gonna let that cake sit, let it sit in there for like an hour. I already set the timer, just waiting for that to go off. But yeah, we're just gonna put it over the cake once it's done freezing, and then we'll freeze it for I think another hour, and then we'll serve it to the girls. Okay, so I'll see y'all in a little while. Okay, y'all, I am back, and the timer went off, and it's time to apply the icing to it. Obviously, there is probably not going to be enough based on the size of this cake and then how much icing we have, but we're going to try anyway, because this is all we got. I don't even really know how to apply this, so I'm just going to try my best. Yeah, see, it's not really spreading or anything. I really hope this isn't going to be too hard to cut. So I was wrong when I was, because I was editing the footage while I was waiting, but when I went back and checked the other video, the video I'm basing this off of, the cake or whatever, you do not put it back in the freezer after you apply the icing. You serve it as is. I don't know where I got that from, but we're not doing any more freezing after this. It's just, we already did the freezing we were supposed to do. Now it's just we serve it to the piggies. Okay. Yeah, so you can see a lot of surface coverage is not happening right now. It's just basically kind of sitting there. I'm trying my best to spread it like this. There we go. I want at least for the cake to be mostly definitely, if you cut out a piece, to have at least a little bit of the icing on there, because that's like the whole point. If it doesn't, that's fine, but like, I want to at least try. Because if they don't eat the parts with the icing on it, it's basically useless. So, okay. So we're definitely moistening up the top with the friggin' lettuce. But I'm kind of tempted to pour. It's hard to really scoop this out, so I'm kind of tempted to pour this like liquid mixture on the thing, and I know it's a terrible idea. I'm pulling up my sleeves, rolling up my sleeves so I don't get any like lettuce juice on it, because I already had to, you'll see in the sped up footage, I had to speed up a lot of my footage because I wasn't really, either I wasn't talking or I was yapping about something I really wouldn't care about, so a lot of the video is probably just going to be sped up footage, but you could see me like wiping my shirt down with paper towel, and that was because I got freaking lettuce juice on it from this, and so I'm trying to avoid that by being extra careful. But yeah, so here is our finished canvas. You can't really see it because of the light, but like, there we go. So I went ahead and wiped off the countertop and everything because it's very dirty. But yeah, so everything in the kitchen is cleaned up, and now it is time for us to serve this to the girls. So I will be right back. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kimchi. Happy birthday to you. Okay, Kimchi, get your butt out of the camera. All right, guys, it's time for them to have the cake. All right, let me get that hat off you, girl. Well, if you let me take it off, you can have your cake. Goodness. All right, let me try and break it. There you go. All right, come here, Oatmeal. Oatmeal's a little shy if you haven't been able to tell. I know it's a little cold. I'm sorry, girls. Let me break it up a little bit for you so it's easier to chew. It was so freaking hard to cut this up with the knife. Like, I can't even tell y'all. I was struggling so much, and I ripped up the parchment paper in the process. You want some? Huh? You want some, girl? Well, dang, y'all don't want to eat from my hand this year? There you go. Here's your good birthday, girl. Yeah. Yeah, you like it, Oatmeal? You good girl. Oh, my finger's not food, babe. Hi. Yeah. Hi. What's up? I'm sorry if I'm getting in the way. Let me just break this up for them, and then I'll get out of your way so you can watch them eat for a few minutes. Here you go. Guinea pig mukbang. I don't know if it's ever been done, but there you go. No, Kimchi. Oh my gosh, you're gonna get so dirty. Stop. No. Okay, I'm gonna have to give you a rinse off after that one. But I'll let you enjoy your birthday cake first, okay? You're dirty. No, don't chew on the plate. Eat the frickin' stuff.